see if this is working. I haven't even got things loaded. I already hit record because I'm ready to go. But I need to see if the audio is working before we go any further. Hello, hello, hello. Still loading. It's not the best thing to be loading 30 seconds in. Alright. Alright. I think everything is working. I'm listening one last time. Alright. Everything's working. We're here for another episode on our MyGM series on WWE 2K25. And more than likely, I'll be uploading this on Halloween. So a Halloween treat for all of you. Hopefully you had a safe holiday if you celebrate it. A good and safe holiday. Let's put it that way. Last time around, I will admit, we got a little bit over carried with ourselves. We're still in the lead. We're doing good. We are doing good. I think I'm being a little bit too hard on myself because I did a lot of things that if I can go back, I might would have done differently. We signed The Rock with our free Immortal Power card. I don't regret it. I do a little bit. But the main reason I did it is because I was like, I'm probably never going to do a search for an Immortal because it costs you $50,000. I was like, I'm probably not going to do a search, and The Rock was the top guy there, so I was like, F it. I just don't really have anything for him. It's kind of the issue there. And I will admit, I don't have a lot of plans going into this last month of Season 2. I have a lot of plans for Season 3, because I told y'all, once I stop recording, I really start to think, it helps me think a little bit more, because I'm not worried about recording and talking and actually providing the shows. I'm planning the shows. So I have a lot of like feuds and people I want to draft in the Season 3 draft, which should also be in this video. But before we get to that, we got a month's worth of stuff to go through. Here's the roster right now. We got a lot of people busy, some hurt, and some not under contract. We have a lot of power cards still, which I said every week that I get the chance. The first chance I get to use this one, I will. But we're in a good position. We are very much in a good position finishing out this. We should get that fan career challenge, the fans one, very soon. So here's the episode. Rhea Ripley, Jessie Jane should conclude their rivalry here. Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, former tag partners, now fighting over the women's U.S. title. Ilya, Carl competing because they're the healthiest people and we needed something else. In the main event, Alex Shelley looking to join his tag partner as a singles champion and looking for that U.S. title with AJ Styles also being there. We also are, what is the thing called? The shake-up card for this month is that every fighter that cuts a charity promo doubles the fans, so that's why we have a lot of money allocated to that. And Naomi will be turning face once again because more than likely we're doing her and Rhea Ripley as our women's title rivalry because I think that makes a lot of sense. Top two women's stars. So let's get through this first episode without wasting too much time because I already have all of it wrote down as well. As Rhea Ripley wins, not the best opener, but it's also two heels going at it on a rivalry that was still, but Jessie Jane's probably gone because her contract expired. There's Alba Fire retains, and Isla Dawn is now hurt for 6 weeks somehow. And a normal match, by the way. Dragunov wins. So now, logically speaking, how many weeks? We got week 47, 48, 49, and 50. As now, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are both champions on our roster. The WWE and U.S. champions, which if you realize the chaos that ensued in the last episode, a lot of that was be dedicated to trying to put the world title on Chris Sabin. But we got it done. And you can tell that I'm booking things because that is something that I would do. Chris Sabin is one of my favorites. I'm going to say, for how long has he been one of my favorites? at least since 2005. The fans are good. Hey, guess what? JC Jane's not on the roster anymore, asshole. I'm going to be a very smart ass to Triple H in this video, maybe. Here's the thing. I don't know how many people are injured, and you know what? I'm willing to fuck it. I know that one time I said ignore it, and then the next week he had a wardrobe malfunction. We got fined like even more money in fans. So there's that. Okay. We can get something here. The crowd has been really getting behind me. It's time we capitalize on that. You should give me the top billing in the upcoming show. I want the main event. The Rock says, excuse me, it's pretty obvious the crowd wants to see me in the biggest matches. It should be me who gets the main event. I think I'm willing to put both in the main event. Who the hell they'll be going against, I don't know just yet. So there is that. I have at least one Iron Man match this week. I'm not going to do that because, as you can see, the thing is to double the Talent Scout searches. And none of these rosters ever sign anybody. So Talent Scout search, like, punishments don't mean as much to them. So I'm taking a screenshot here because more than likely in the thumbnail will be me talking about Motor City both being champions. I'm also intrigued, and I'm going to hope, because we're probably not using this power card. I'm going to hope going into next season that we would have 3 and not just 2. That will be a test. That we'll see if that happens. I doubt it. I'm going to hope it for it, but I doubt it. All right, now back over here. Rock and Penta, I'm not against it. Both of these men could be in the main event. Not against that. Against 2, I don't know just yet. So who are all our fighters? We don't even have that many. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Kevin Owens. So we do have a lot. I was just saying not a lot of them are healthy at the moment. So Alba Fire, we're gonna have to do a promo because Isla Dawn, we're not sure she'll be back just yet. And then we'll probably do one more. All right. Pretty crazy main event. An opener, potentially. Ooh, who do we put Shelly against? That's going to be our question here. Do we put him against Punk and AJ? Because that is a match that I've already done here. But I'm not against doing it again. We're going to, you know what, screw it. We're going to put Gunther in this match. Then over here, then this last match, we'll do see, now here's going to be the thing. Let me clear that out. We're not going to have another fighter to cut a charity promo, probably. So we need to put AJ in this match. Sorry, Gunther. But Gunther, I'm going to have Gunther challenge for a title next week, which is going to be potentially difficult because almost everybody are heels already. I'm tired of kind of doing the heel versus heel matches. But we need him to do this other charity promo, which we can't even do that because we don't have enough money. So, how many people are fighters now? Is it Punk? Punk's a bruiser. Shelly's a fighter. So Gunther actually could be in this match. Sorry, AJ. And then over here, because we can do Sol Ruka and Tatum Paxley still. I can't really do Kalani in either of these because we're gonna give Rio a rest. Kevin will be back next week. We'll probably have him cut a fighter promo. Ilya, Carl, again. And the Iron Man match. Do we do no Iron Man match? No. I don't really care about pleasing Triple H. We'll do an underground match. And then over here, Naomi could cut an ad promo. And AJ could cut an ad promo. Boom. Alright, not our best episode, which you're getting a loaded opening match and an extremely loaded main event. So, I will say this. If I put The Rock in our WrestleMania brand match and he wins it for us, then I don't regret signing him. So there's that as well. I just don't want to really, kind of sucks we don't really have any plans here. Alex Shelley versus CM Punk versus Gunther for the U.S. title. Sol Ruka Tatum Paxley for the NA Last Man Standing No title. So we only have next week's episode and then the pay-per-view. Go home, then the pay-per-view. So there's no way that this episode should be as longer as the last one because we definitely went over. So look, I don't have a set time for these. I don't like 2 hours. I like being the max because once it gets past 2 hours, it takes a long ass time to upload it. I also don't know how long y'all would like watch an episode for, especially like when a weekly TV show is mostly 2 hours. I don't want to be testing my luck here. And especially when I'm doing 2 in 1 week. So, here is this week's episode, show 22. The Rock is competing. So that should be an immediate ratings draw, I hope. As Alex Shelley does retain. Good for him. The Battle of Generation Next, the Second City Saints, and Imperium. Gunther is ever in ROH, so I can't really say his ROH faction. The Embassy as well. I should have probably said the Embassy. Because CM Punk was feuding with them, with Jimmy Rave. RIP. Carl Anderson wins this week. He was in Bullet Club. I don't know if he's technically still counts as being in Bullet Club, because he's back on the Indies. And The Rock wins. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. And this is, I will say a lot of wrestling fans probably worst fear. The Rock coming back out of nowhere and winning a title. Not out of the, not entirely out of the realm of possibilities. So, the last time I was here, I was talking about that video. The videos teased on Twitter where we only saw their feet and people thought it was going to be a faction debuting and whatnot, and it ended up just being a WrestleMania promo. I don't know what. I don't think WrestleMania. Normally, we kind of have like an idea of what to expect at WrestleMania. I think a lot of us expected, like, if you were to ask, like, going into this time last year, if you asked, what did you expect at Mania? I think a lot of us would have said Cena Gunther and Cody Rock. We got neither. Granted, Cena Cody did make sense and was a big match. I will firmly say, when it was announced, I was not very high on Roman versus Punk versus Seth. It was a okay. I'm not somebody that is very fond of that match. I know a lot of people are. I just didn't really. Thing one, all the other like 2-night WrestleManias, we've had this like idea in our mind, like, oh, night 2 is the real main event, which is understandable. But if you like, you could make an argument for all the years prior that like they were somewhat on an equal playing field and somewhat equally, like night 1 normally like over delivered, which again I think a lot of people would probably agree with that because they hated night 2 and Travis Scott coming out. So I'm kind of talking out of my ass. Point being, I just try to give a long ass explanation to why I didn't like the Mania main event this year. But again, going into this year's, I have no clue what to really expect. Okay, I don't really want this to happen, but I'm not giving her this amount of money, so sorry, Kalani. I also don't understand how her morale went up that high. So Punk will be in a... Alright. I know. I feel we should do Punk and The Rock in a match. I think that makes a lot of sense to do it for the WWE title. I know. I think we're going to actually do the logical thing and then put Chris Sabin in here because he just lost the title. So, to please Punk, ensure your least popular cruiser is in a match this week, which is funny that we'd be getting an injury rehab card, which we just got one. And we could ideally bring Isla Dawn back, but I don't even know if we necessarily need her to be back. So, I'm going to do something a bit controversial. I will regret that at some point, but not right now. All right, back over here. I said we're going to have Kevin do a charity promo. It would probably make sense to have Alex Shelley do a charity promo. It does not help that Carl and Shelley have low promo skills. Do I want to do this? Which one of these matches is going to make sense to do? I want to have Alba Fire here. We're actually going to save that for next week. We're going to do probably women's 4-way TLC and then Rhea versus Naomi in a one-on-one. So for this week, we'll do a tag match with Sol Ruka and Kalani versus Alba Fire and Tatum Paxley. And you know what? I'll up the stakes and do it. No. We'll just do normal. Because I don't want any... You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it right here. And then right here, I need Penta in a match. Probably against AJ. I think makes sense. We'll do it as this. Well, this would be a great match in real life, obviously. But it might get a low rated because they're both heels. Then over here... I think we're going to have Gunther cut I don't know how much money we got here. Gunther charity promo. And then we should have enough for one more, which would make sense for Carl Anderson to do it. We actually don't have enough, so screw that. You know what? Because next week is the pay-per-view, and that's where we're going to go balls to the wall, I'm just going to do this as a normal tag, and then we'll have Carl... Because we're probably not going to have enough money to do a lot of charity promos and enough match space to do charity promos. So we're going to do these charity promos here. And then whoever the hell is left with Shelley, Bronson Reed, and Ilya Dragunov. Boom. The title's on the line here. So, the go home to the go home. Who is behind us in the ratings? I think it is ECW. Or the fans. It's ECW. So I need to use this on one. Who also has the most money? I also think it's ECW. They do. I'm going to be generous. Because I could use 2 on him. I'm going to only use this on Paul. And then with Sean, we're going to use this. And then we're going to use one more. I'm going to use this one next week. Can't use this one still. I'm going to save this one. I shouldn't, but I'm going to save that one. I want to use this one. I should use this one on somebody, but there's not enough people here. You know what? what is Sol Ruka? All right, we're gonna use it. I want Sol Ruka to compete next week. She has a little stint. You know what? Actually, we're just gonna save it because I can't use it on everybody. Sorry, Sol. If there's anything else, I don't know. All right. Alex Shelley versus Rhea Ripley. We're not using Rhea or Naomi. We're not using this week. Also, just realized we're gonna have 2 matches at the pay-per-view, which I didn't really take account. Also, I spent a lot of time eating Cheez-Its and my stomach hurts, but I'll have to power through it. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin having a good title reign. Mainly Shelley because he's still champion. Also, just realized Bronson stamina's at 31, even though he's just gone for the last 2 weeks. Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan versus Alba Fire and Tatum. Paxley. Penta versus AJ Styles. And then the main event, The Rock versus CM Punk. I feel, remember when The Rock came back? I had the idea, because I think people have it in their mind that if and when they do Rock and Roman Reigns, it has to be at WrestleMania, which I don't necessarily agree with that. My whole idea that I was presenting was that matchup is big enough that they could present it as its own PLE, Rock versus Roman. If they had not announced the show as WrestleMania, Alex Shelley's title reign is still continuing, good for him. If they had not announced the show before WrestleMania being as, because so many people were like, they can't do that match at Elimination Chamber. The whole reason I'm bringing this up is because they actually did Rock and CM Punk at the Elimination Chamber in 2013. Which, as being a kid, I don't think it really, I comprehended how The Rock wasn't there the whole time and how they kind of screwed CM Punk. I didn't really understand that as a kid, but looking back at it now, kind of do. As going into WrestleMania, CM Punk is going to be our champion. I'm ready to get to this go home episode, so nothing out of these shows. Oh, I was slightly interested in this Raw main event, I will admit, because look at these people. Bailey and Stephanie McCurry would be a good team. We need to get Javon Evans away from Josh Briggs. ECW has so much effing money, which is the complete opposite of what happened in real life. Okay. The one brand I didn't use a power cord on uses one on me. I think that's legitimately the same one again, which is kind of funny. So, Rook, I'm trying to put the women's U.S. title on you, so I can't actually do that. Sorry. Oh, it definitely sucks because it's kind of what happened just in real life. Penta, you asked me this beforehand, and we got screwed. I'm going to try my damnedest to get you on this WrestleMania, Penta. Schedule a run-in on one of your champions this week. All right. What do we do? All right. I want to do Naomi versus Rhea. We're doing this. Might be a slight change, but some iteration of this match is happening. I think our Mania match... is going to be CM Punk versus Chris Sabin for the WWE title. But I have in my mind the Motor City Machine Guns being double champs. but I kind of can talk myself out of that. I will say Alba Fire. So, all right, we actually need Tatum Paxley in this match because she would be the only heel. Alba Fire, Sol Ruka, Kalani Jordan, and Tatum Paxley. I also just realized that I should have agreed to Sol Ruka asking for time off and then just book her, because then her morale would have been high for this week. So I messed up there. But I really wanted to do this match. So we're doing this match. We need Penta. We need The Rock to do something. Who could The Rock logically go against? Everybody on our roster. I think the logical choice is actually Kevin Owens, if we're just being honest. Because I don't have anything for him. I don't have anything for The Rock. So, and this, I think Kevin Owens would actually appreciate this match because both men have talked highly about one another. I think I've talked myself into doing the double champ thing, I will admit. We don't need another TLC match because we have a TLC match. And we need to get the fan bonus. And maybe, I think I know what we're going to do. All right. CM Punk and Ilya, which is a match that I wanted to do. So if I have this run-in happen, it has to be on Punk, correct? Yes. Yeah, screw it. I want to do this match. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Penta turn face and then face AJ in our other match at the pay-per-view. So at the pay-per-view, we should be doing Penta versus AJ in a stipulation. CM Punk versus Chris Sabin for the WWE title. Rock in our brand warfare match. And Rhea in our other brand warfare match. And then 2 charity fighter promos. So if I have a way... Is there a way? I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Is there a way I can boost Alex Shelley's promo up? Before, because I know that Alex Shelley is a level 1. Actually, we'll probably just have Kevin Owens cut a promo. Because he's a level 4. And then, I had to keep using Gunther for promos, but that'll probably be what happens. So, we'll see what all happens there. So, other than that, because I actually we need Rhea. We need Rhea desperately. So, we'll use this on her. And make this one... I don't want to put it in too big of a stipulation match. You know what? We very rarely do this, and we have just enough money to do it. We're going to do a ambulance match. Alright, this is actually a good go-home. It just doesn't logically make the most sense. You know what? It's kind of an effort mentality. We're going to put the WWE title on the line. Actually, we can't, because I just went through that whole... What I just had in mind another match to do at the pay-per-view. Because Penta AJ, I want to do. What was the other match? I was potentially going to do a Naomi and Rhea rematch, but I think I talked myself into Rhea being in our brand showcase match. Alright, what was the other match? I wanted to do Penta and Kevin, but I think that might be something we're waiting to do next season. Granted, both men to be faces, so it's not the most guaranteed thing. Alright, everybody is used as well, correct? Yes. Except for Bronson Reed, who I logically could bring back, but we don't really have anything for him. Alright. Our go home to WrestleMania. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley. +5 popularity for the winner. 25% chance the loser is injured. Don't really have any other. Yeah, screw it. We had just enough money to do the ambulance match. We're going to stick with the ambulance match. CM Punk, Ilya Dragunov. It's very funny that both of our main title matches kick off the show. But this is a match I've been trying to do for like the last 3 months, so we're finally getting to do it on our biggest stage. Women's U.S. title, TLC match. Alba Fire versus Sol Ruka versus Kalani Jordan versus Tatum Paxley. I'm alright with anybody that wins this, but I've talked very highly of her. I'd prefer Sol Ruka to win. Women's U.S. title, TLC. The Rock versus Kevin Owens. Yeah, no biggie. Rock versus Kevin Owens. And then our main tag rivalry of this season, one more time. Machine Gun Carl Anderson and AJ Styles representing the OC or the Bullet Club. They probably would have like a proper tag name. They probably wouldn't go by like their faction names. Versus the Motor City Machine Guns, which they might actually do so because they're going against a team that's named after guns. Tag title backstage brawl. Alright, I'm alright with this. With Rhea Ripley winning and no injuries coming out of that. CM Punk retains. Sol Ruka wins. Alba Fire. Oh my goodness, that. It's a little bit too long, but I signed her up for that. I apologize badly. The Rock wins. And our dream of double champ Motor City is now out of the window. But AJ and Carl, we'll go through this. AJ and Carl Anderson have had a dominant tag team title run. Dexter Lumis has been tag champion the whole time and has very rarely done tag matches. So it's kind of that AJ Styles role that we've had AJ in. Javon Evans, I will admit, is on my big. I told y'all that I have people I want to draft in season 3 wrote down. Javon Evans is on my big board to put it into perspective. Kairi Sane replaces Bianca Belair in this tag team with, I don't know how many. I think Liv Morgan has 2 titles, maybe 3 titles. I can't be 3. 2 titles. So she's the Women's North American Champion. So we got freaking Pat McAfee wrestling. I also wish that 3-minute warning. I know they had the theme song that's 3 minutes and we're out of here. That's the only one that I remember. I wish that was the one that was in the game because it's not the one that's in the game for them. Because it's a very good theme song. But it's also kind of cool that they're in the game. They also had figures made last year. I don't think it was this year. And one of them had a Broncos jersey on. I don't remember which one. We are moments away from our second WrestleMania. The 2 women we traded to acquire Rhea Ripley, competing in ECW's opening match, Solo Sikoa and Tozawa, in a non-title match up here. Montez Ford also on our big board. If I see somebody like, I can't go back and top up. The only two people I could say that are competing on ECW that are on my big board are Montez and it's just Montez. Raw was Javon. NXT, I don't think there's anybody on NXT that's on the big board. How the hell Nia Jax had a better match than AJ Styles? I couldn't tell y'all. 75. Where the hell did our money go? Where the hell did our money go? We even fired somebody. All right, that's a good thing though. At least we have. Oh baby, back-to-back trophies. I thought we were about to get a third one. All right, I will take that. We almost have like 100,000 fan advantage. That is funny. Okay, this one is not funny. This one's not. This one's not funny. That was not funny. All right, thing one. I can't use this. I cannot use this. I've learned that. Where is... I hate that I upset Solrica so much, but... While we have two of those, I was like, might as well use one. We also have two contracts. I have more, but... I have no clue what to do now. Penta and AJ. You know what? We're actually going to get effing crazy right now. Penta and Kevin Owens. This would be a great tag team versus AJ Styles and Carl Anderson. I might change the stip on that. I don't know just yet. Over here, I don't know what to do for this other match. So that kind of nominates that down a little bit. I think we're gonna do Ilya and Gunther in a stipulation match. Because I don't even think we have enough to do 2 charity promos on this show. Let me come back to that. Shelly. We actually need... I think I know what we're about to do. Yeah, we don't even have enough to do the charity promos. And Shelly's a level 1 charity promo for some reason. Alright. In a TLC triple threat match, Alex Shelley versus Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov. Up here, we don't even really have enough to do a proper stipulation match. So we're just going to do it as a straight up tag. And then, how much is a regular charity promo if I'm not including a fighter? We don't have enough for it. Alright, kind of doing something asshole-ish. I was about to do something asshole. I was about to fire Kalani Jordan. Again, we don't even really have enough to... you know what? Y'all get to stay for WrestleMania. I was going to fire y'all, though. Alright, Rhea's in this match. This match I'm okay with. And this match I'm okay with. Because I'm willing to have Penta and Kevin be a team. Even though I wanted to have them feud. The real problem here is, like, me doing an ad promo doesn't really help me that much because the season's about to reset. Why'd they have to screw us with Punk? I don't even have to do anything here, but you know what? Hopefully we get some type of money out of this. You know what? What could we logically do here? You know what? We're gonna have Naomi turn back heel because I didn't really like her being a face to begin with. We just needed it to do the Rhea match, which we got that done. I also don't think that started a rivalry between the two, correct? It did. Alright. That rivalry might not continue. Don't really think there's anything over here. We just accomplished 2 of these, so it'll be a hot minute before we get back to that. Y'all didn't. You didn't have to tell me twice not to book Kalani. She got mad at us. You know what? Kind of punishing her for that. So I'm gonna write these down. Then we're gonna go through it. And then we'll get to the draft, which is the more exciting thing for me in this video, at least. All right. AJ Styles and Carl Anderson versus Penta and Kevin Owens for the tag team titles. Alex Shelley versus Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov for the U.S. title TLC match. I also did realize the opening match is a TLC. The main event is a fatal 4-way. U.S. title TLC. Opening match. Rhea Ripley representing SmackDown. We're teaming with a Raw representative. So let's go ahead and start the show. Teaming with Hey. Y'all don't want to hear me say anything till the match is done. Charlotte Flair, 2 people that have competed against each other at WrestleMania. Against 2 people that I really doubt that I think B-Fab, she was with Bobby Lashley in the street. Remember when Bobby Lashley was in WWE? He's been in AEW a full year now because he debuted at the last Halloween special. What is this show called? Oh my goodness. Now I gotta look it up. But remember, it feels like such a long time ago for Bobby Lashley being in WWE. He was just there last year. Regardless, I don't think B-Fab's ever had like a straight up match. He managed a WrestleMania match. What is the AEW Halloween show called? Because I see the logo. Fright Night Dynamite. I was not going to remember that. ECW. All right. We won. Whenever they do that Zoom, though, I will admit it kind of concerns me a little bit. We at least have one Immortal for next season. Will we have another one as well? Hey, this is actually a pretty loaded side of things. As finally the title reign of AJ Styles and Carl Anderson comes to an end with Penta and Kevin Owens. Naomi back to being a heel, which in her case this year serves her a little bit better. Ilya Dragunov getting his shining moment, had a very good season for us, and is now the U.S. champion. Chris Sabin gets on WrestleMania, which in real life didn't happen, and it's probably the moment that I really started hating WWE this year. Screwing Motor City out of getting a Mania. Although a lot of people got screwed out of a Mania spot this year, but mainly Motor City really had me upset. Javon Evans, I'm going to try to get you away from Josh Breathe. I got you competing against him or competing with him. And in real life, they had like a 2-month rivalry with him in real life. Tony D'Angelo, who was one of those people that people thought were the mysterious vignettes this week, was going to be his return. This is the thing I like about wrestling. It's so effing obscure. As ECW is representing their WrestleMania with 2 3-way dances, I can respect that. Alpha, the new television champion. Oh, okay. Not as much as they're giving up because we don't have someone on our side. I tried to trade The Rock for Randy Orton. Didn't go through. Rosie is at a level 100, or 100 stamina, so they were preparing him for this match. So who walks out victorious? The Rock. The Rock says, thank you. Now I don't regret signing The Rock, as I said. But now we're here for the Season 3 draft. Season 2 recap, and then the Season 3 draft, which I've already wrote down. Season 3 draft. So everybody's got 5 trophies. We've got 6. And 100,000 fan advantage. The Slammy Awards. Most superstars traded. Most power cards played. Most tables matches. Most superstars in the roster. Alright. We have all of the top row. Most popularity gained. Most weeks spent injured. I feel that somebody else... I don't really think that was the case. Alright, we only got 3 protected spots. I said we would be using 1 on Rhea Ripley. I think, logically, and looking at my big board, I had Penta and Kevin on there. So 1 on Penta and 1 on Kevin. It would make a lot of sense to use The Rock because he is not the most expensive star. And he, is an immortal. Punk, I'm kind of a little bit upset about because we didn't get to use him at Mania. But our Atomic Motor City Machine Guns is probably done because they're not on my board because we did a lot within this season. But Rhea Ripley we're definitely keeping. And I think we're going to keep Penta and Kevin. I think it's the way we're going to do it. I think we should get more spots, but I think the person that's in first place gets the least amount. Kind of like how in real life. I think that makes sense. It's kind of bullcrap, but it somewhat makes sense. I also don't think that we go first. I think we go last because, which, again, is how I'd go in real life. So here we go. Surprisingly, no one that was on my big board is right here, though. I will say that. The time has come. It's the WWE. She was not on my board. He was on my board. He's very low on my board. She was not on my board. Okay. We're more than likely going to draft AJ Styles because he, again, like I said, was on my big board. I wouldn't mind Drew McIntyre on this roster. I'll say that. I saw Drew McIntyre. Seeing a lot of names. We're going to go ahead and draft. This is somebody I really want. I feel that another roster will draft her, and I talked about wanting to draft her last time around. We're drafting Stephanie Vaquer. Okay. Now, we'll get AJ Styles. That's funny. Styles delivers an impact. Do y'all normally hear this? I don't know if y'all normally hear this. Y'all are hearing it now. Because y'all heard what he said. And Styles delivers an impact. Dun. Get it? All right. Obafemi. Bring him back. Dragon Lee. I don't think we've had on our roster just yet. I don't think we've had him on the roster yet. We just drafted AJ Styles. I'm just trying to see some names. Is Asuka here? Where is Asuka? Because I said that I should make it up to her by bringing her back. But is Asuka here? She is. We'll take that under consideration. Alright, I just went through all this. I don't really know who just to draft. I want Carmelo Hayes on the roster. Yeah, I will it. All right. Looking at my big board of rivalries that I have planned, it's difficult because I have him in a tag team rivalry. Well, let's go ahead and get Carl Anderson back. That way, either he could be a singles wrestler or continue teaming with AJ. Where's Carl Anderson? Did we raise his stock this much? There he is. See, on my big board, he is. So I'm bringing Carl Anderson back.
Carl Anderson, a real machine gun of a pick here. Carl Anderson. This guy thinks he's
Apollo Crews would have been nice. Not on the big board. I don't want to reveal the big board. You know, the key thing is you can't really reveal the big board. It kind of gives things away. Somebody that's on the big board and it's going to cost a lot of money. Gunther's on my big board. I know I just said don't do that. He costs a lot of money. I would prefer to get the cheaper talent and then, you know, chip around the edges. You know, Trick Williams is somebody. We're gonna get Carmelo Hayes now, and then Trick the next round.
SmackDown picks Carmelo Hayes. The GM didn't miss
Jacob Fatu was on the big board, but I'm not that upset about that because I didn't really like I had planned for him. I was just trying to make it up because we had him on the roster at one time. So right now, I drafted Carmelo. We're now following it up with Trick Williams. Grande Americano. Where is he? I just saw him. Can he turn to a specialist? I don't. He probably could, but not at this moment.
SmackDown chooses Trick Williams. Trick Williams bringing the gift of gab and the gift of jab to a new brand. This man has
Bianca would have been a nice draft pick. Joe Gacy still stays on Raw. Where's Montez Ford? There's Angelo. There's Montez. Sorry that Montez and Bianca don't get to stay on the same roster. I would have liked Tatum Paxley to come back. But again, at a certain point, when you get to these, it's like, hey, you had the opportunity to draft them, you know. So there's that. I will need Angelo though, because we're gonna do Street Profits versus Trick and Mello.
SmackDown chooses Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins is bringing the smoke to a new night. The brand felt incomplete without this guy. Great late pick. The next member of SmackDown is about to be picked.
Javon Evans is here still. Ludwig Kaiser's here. Bronson Reed. I don't want somebody else to draft him, so we're going to go ahead and get him now. We're going to build up Braun Breaker, bringing Braun Breaker in.
Braun Breaker looking to break through on a new brand. He's all fists, feet, and fury. What a great pick. A tough choice awaits the SmackDown.
This is going to cost a lot. Oh, my God. I want to draft Cody, but then I realized we're not going to have a lot of money left. So we need somebody for Braun Breaker to feud with. So I will say that. That is important. It is funny that a lot of the people that I want are going to cost a lot of money now. Because I wanted Cody. I will admit I wanted Cody. I wanted Kaiser. Probably not getting Gunther. I want Javon Evans. But if I'm being honest, because all right, we need to get. Let's just get the women's division. We only have 2 women. I also should have took account of that. Women's division wise, what do we have wrote down? Tatum Paxley I wrote down, but she got drafted. We need to bring Sol Ruka back. I don't like that she's already reset to a cruiserweight.
Sol Ruka about to shed light on a new night. She could become a main event talent here.
So there goes Gunther.
Who's next on the SmackDown roster?
Asuka costs a lot of money. but we might be willing to make that sacrifice. But I will only do it after the people on the big board are drafted. What's the next one? Who do I have? Gigi Dolan. I'm mainly drafted Gigi Dolan because she's a specialist. And I wanted to team over Taylor Paxley. Now I can't do that because Taylor Paxley just got drafted. Who was the other person in that group? Shotzi. She got drafted as well. It was somebody that could like logically team with Gigi. Technically JC Jane, but we just went through a whole season of JC Jane teaming with somebody. Who else here is a specialist that would like? Zoe Stark had a good run on our roster for like that 1 month she was here. She had a good run. We're bringing in Roxanne Perez. She's the best one here, if I'm being honest. I know she's not a specialist, but I could probably turn her into a specialist.
An amazing young talent, Roxanne Perez. One of the few pieces missing from this brand. Who will join SmackDown in mere moments?
All right, I said Gigi Dolan. We're going to get Gigi Dolan.
And Gigi will be doling out the punishment on a new night.
Michael Cole, you were corny as hell for that. There goes Kaiser. So both Imperium members are at least on Raw. So if I want them, I could potentially trade for them down the line. Naomi had a good run. Naomi had a good run for us. I think did we have Julia? We had Julia in season 1. She lost to Zoe Stark. Michin, I think we could get something out of. Because now in my women's division, everything got screwed up when Tatum Paxley got drafted. I will admit that. I think we're going to bring Zoe Stark in. Like I said, give her a second chance. She had a good run with us the first time around.
Ready to fight on a new night. This woman has the ruthlessness to match her upside. SmackDown pondering its next pick.
All right. Now I don't... How many women we have? We have Rhea, Stephanie McCure, Rhea Ripley. I'm going to start saying full names now. Rhea Ripley, Stephanie McCure, Sol Ruca, Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, Zoe Stark. So we have 6. I would prefer 8. Dakota Kai could be some... But also I need to, like... We need to know what they're doing. I think Gigi Dolan and Rhea Ripley could have a good rivalry. Sol Ruca and Zoe Stark could have a good rivalry. Roxanne... Who is left for Roxanne? Stephanie McCure. Stephanie McCure. But both of those can't be because neither one of them... Stephanie McCure is very close to level 15. We need to get that done and change her to a specialist. So if we brought in Dakota Kai, what would she be doing? Is the main question. Who's like a bruiser that stands out here that could get a good rivalry out of Dakota Kai? Because she is a fighter. And we need to like below her because everybody else is getting a little bit too expensive. All right. We'll come back to that. Men's wise, 110% we need somebody for Braun Breaker to feud with. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, we are probably splitting up Penta and Kevin and having them be a rivalry like I said. Sadly, that leaves us with 3 tag teams, which might not be the best thing to break them up that early, but we also don't need that many tag rivalries right away. Cody Rhodes, I will admit, I wanted on the roster. I also wanted Dominic and Finn Balor, and they were going to feud with AJ and Carl. Granted, the main challenge with that is that all 4 of those guys are heels, which... Can I turn Finn to a specialist? I could. Because we could have done Finn and Dominic versus... Finn and Dom versus Trick and Mello. That one doesn't sound as exciting to me. Sheamus would be a nice fit. English. Javon Evans is here. Dragon Lee is here, but he's only a level 10. I don't like that. Obafemi is here. Do we just take the chance? Because we also need like that. We need a star. Because the only person that... We did a star for the men's division. Because the women's division is definitely Rhea Ripley. The issue is Cody Rhodes costs a lot of money. And then we'd probably only have like 1 more draft pick maybe. And I also wanted money to save up for a new arena. Who is somebody here that... Because obviously the lower you get, the lower the chances are. Chad Gable, Charlie Dempsey. Bring Chad Gable back. He had a good first run. I think we're going to take the chance and draft Cody. Which we could logically get Roman for a lot cheaper. But he's also a bruiser, which is the same as Braun Breaker. Alright. I was about to say we can get Roman and Jay. That costs a lot of money. Who is somebody here that could team with Roman? That doesn't cost as much. Sammy. Which that would be awkward with having Roman, Sammy, and Kevin all on the same roster. Seth. Which obviously is hilarious. Reunite the Shield. Also costs a lot of money. I don't even think we have enough money for that. I want Dominic on the roster. I will admit, there's something about Dominic that I want on this roster. The thing is, Finn, I don't think I can afford all of them. So now I'm trying to talk myself out of... You know what? I don't really want Roman. Because remember, Roman screwed us in that Mania match. So I think we're just going to take the chance and take Cody. Cody, Javon. And then is there like somebody here that's like, yes, I need them? Not really. Obafemi also is very... not expensive. Alright, we're taking Cody. Hilarious that he went... I don't even know what freaking number we're at. Obafemi just got drafted right after I talked highly of him. Raw is done. All women, Miz, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. So we don't even have enough for some of these people. If I just like click on it, they're going to say I don't have enough. But I was like, what are they going to tell me? Drew McIntyre I really wanted, but... The other thing is, I could end it here, and then we'd have enough. Because it's like, do I want Dominic that bad? That's my question. Because we don't really have anything for him. Is there anybody also? Not really. Because the new arena is $250,000. So I think what we're actually going to do is just end it. You know? I wanted Javon. I want Javon. But again, I don't really have anything for him. Because everybody else I at least have lined up in tag robberies. Actually not. We have like... How many men do we have on our roster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think I'm just going to take the chance and stop the draft here. And then hopefully... Then I can guarantee I can buy a new arena because we're going to have enough for it. So, I just don't know if we're going to break Penta and Kevin up just yet. I think we might have them feud with AJ and Carl this month, then break them up. I think it's the logical choice. Jesus Christ. Liv Morgan, carry job here. I can't even say there's a carry job for anybody. We run this. Raw, at least, I would say they have a decent roster. They got Nikita Lyons as their most popular person. All right, my big board people that I didn't get to draft: Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, Jacob Fatu and Javon Evans, which I had a chance to draft Javon, but I took the money, and Tatum Paxley. So there's that. Good job last season. SmackDown performed well, but I don't want ECW is going to be snapping at your heels this year. I haven't been a smart ass Triple H in a hot minute. ECW didn't even message us. I guess that's how prepared they are. I'm not reading all that, Sean. Thanks a ton for putting me on the PLE. It means a lot. I want to do my part to make this the best wrestling brand. Hey, best wrestling brand. Take that sports entertainment crap somewhere else. We're wrestling here. Listen, I need to wipe that smug smile off Penta's face after that loss. I want to fight him again in the next 2 weeks. I'm not against doing that. So I think, logically speaking, we're probably going to do AJ and Carl versus Penta Kevin. At some point this season, Penta and Kevin need to be a rivalry. I will say that very much. We just got 5 power cards. And Alex Shelley is no longer on this roster, sadly. So that, Nikawa, Japan. We're in Japan. All right. I want to do this and go ahead and get it done while we have the money. Because a lot of times we don't even have the money to do it. Upgrading the arena. I'm bringing Tyrese back. I saw him on that main menu. He's a level 3 now. Love Tyrese Halliburton. Bringing him back. He could have had a good rivalry with Javon. He could have had a good rivalry with Javon Evans. And thankfully, we have this. This is a good thing. We have 3 of these now. So now I know that the power cards carry over. Because on the last year's game, they didn't. So now we're really cooking. Probably not for this week's episode because we don't have enough money. Schedule a run-in on your most popular star. I don't care. All right, unless the challenge is like you got to do the etc. Book 15 one-on-one matches. Shouldn't be that hard. Complete 5 trades will be hard because these people are hard asses. 3 casket matches is difficult because they cost a lot, and the loser of the match leaves your brand. Book 10 shows with a charity promo. Shouldn't be that difficult. Book 3 no-holds-barred matches shouldn't be that difficult. Book 25 matches that received 3 stars shouldn't be that difficult. Book 10 matches with superstars who have more than a 65 popularity. Purchase all. I'm not going to do that. This was not that difficult. I just don't really want to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. This one I don't know as much. Logically speaking, we could probably do this. It's just I'm not going to like the end results of some of them. So at least 5, or yes, I could do 6 of them. Probably not. So how much is a charity promo right now? 15,000. Who here needs to do a charity promo? We need to level up Braun Breaker as much as we can. I will admit that. The other thing that needs to be done is turning Trick into a heel. So I'm going to do all these promos. So Trick Williams needs to be a heel to join back up with Mello. I think our main event, because we need a world champion and a U.S. champion. We also had that challenge like 15 one-on-one matches, and immediately in my mind are all multi-men matches. We need to level Stephanie Vaquero up. That way we could turn her into a specialist. Because who is she supposed to be? She's supposed to be feuding with Roxanne. Zoe Stark is feuding with Sol Ruka. And Gigi Dolan is feuding with Rhea Ripley. Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. I think we're going to have Kevin Owens cut the charity promo this week. And then we'll see how much money we got after that. We definitely don't have enough for a tornado tag. I will say that. We don't. Unless I took out this. But I want to pause. How many tornado tags are we supposed to do? 10? That's a lot. I will admit that is a lot. Hopefully, doing AJ and Carl versus Penta and Kevin counts as this match. Worst case scenario, if it don't, I'm willing to do Penta and Carl on next week's episode. But to go ahead, you know what? Screw that. All right. Yeah, it makes the most sense to go ahead and do this as the. All right, so Penta and AJ. Let's go to run in on your most popular star. I said I don't care about that one that much. We're going to do a triple threat. Maybe. maybe change this to a fatal 4-way. I want Cody Rhodes in this match. I want Carmelo Hayes in this match, and I want Braun Breaker in this match. You know what? I don't. I think the U.S. title's going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait on the U.S. title until we have it, because all of our rivalries right now, we have too many tag rivalries. We weren't going to have enough people for the U.S. title scene. So we're going to do... We're also neglecting our one-on-one match quota. All right. This is really difficult, I will admit. I think we're going to have Rhea do the charity promo this week. We still don't have enough. We don't have enough. We have $1,000 off. Logically speaking, it's going to take 10 weeks to get the charity promo done. It wouldn't take 10 weeks to do the tornado tags. I just don't like doing a bunch of tornado tags. So for that sake, we'll do this, and then we'll have Carmelo, or not Carmelo, Trick, turn into a heel, and then I don't really know what to do for this last promo. How many? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I skipped over Melo. See, none of the women line up right now in what they could do. The only one, who's the best promo here? Surprisingly, Gigi not really surprised. Roxanne does. We're gonna have Gigi do an ad promo for us because she's gonna be feuding with Rhea, like I said. How much are tornado tag matches again? So we definitely don't have enough to do 2. I think we're going to do Cody Rhodes and I don't really know what to do for this first main event. I kind of want to do a tournament before we start getting into the tag team scene. I want to do a tournament to crown the first world champion again. So we're going to hold it, because we can't even do a tornado tag with those guys. So for this week, we're going to have AJ and Penta main event. And then next week, I know I said I wanted to do a tournament. We're going to have actually Carl interfere in this match. Boom. Who here can go against Kevin Owens? Braun Breaker. This would be a great rivalry. Might happen at some point. I don't really want to establish it this early. I think it actually benefits us more if that way we have like a one-on-one, straight up one-on-one match in our first main event. We'll have Carl interfere in this one, going after Kevin. And then this one up here, Cody. Do we do Cody and Melo? Actually, I really want to do Montez and Melo. The issue here is there's not... What stip could we put with this? A no-holds-barred match. Do we have enough money for that? I know this is crazy to do this early. We actually have no money to do a no-holds-barred match. I don't know why it costs that damn much. And then up here, what could we do? I might just do a 4-way to crown a women's U.S. champ. I think we could do that. But I don't know if it'd be enough for one of these challenges. We don't have enough for one of these challenges. Alright, the challenges this season will be difficult. I kind of already knew that going in. So, what was the one with the one-on-one? We're supposed to do what with one-on-one? 15 one-on-one matches. Because the challenge is like, oh, Triple H is going to be like, oh, you need to do tag, you need to do fatal 4-ways, all that. So, logically speaking, we can get that one done. I will admit that. So, this won't matter until next time around. And yes, I'm kind of revealed a little bit too much. So, I'm going to stop this now. Hopefully, enjoys your holiday treat. I also need to go to the bathroom. So, that's why I'm ending it now as well. I had to let y'all know that. But And honesty has not hurt a lot of people. So at least I'm being honest. I appreciate y'all watching. We had a good season 2, and here's to make season 3 better. Because again, season 2 is very, very good for us. So hopefully we can make season 2 just as good, if not better. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all. I'm out for now. Goodbye and stay safe.